This is Zen,
Edge.
and we're doing our first dual commentary for the Artists of War. Our first game here is going to be a team deathmatch game where I go 50 and 10, and
I go horribly negative, I'm sure. Bastard.
I think you went like 4 and 8 or 4 and 6.
Don't rub it in.
Yeah, I did kind of like whore every single kill, so I apologize, but
I would have done the exact same thing if it were me, but it wasn't me, so.
yeah, that was pretty funny when I was stealing kills from you. You're like, what the fuck?
I don't know what I was doing this game, but I don't know. Maybe as soon as I see my name pop up and what weapon I was using, it'll probably come back to me. But
yeah, so we're starting off here. I'm just kind of using the de facto standard Russian class. I throw a smoke and Semtex just to kind of clear the path, and then I started getting early flank. Here I kind of choke. I switched back to tactical so I didn't throw out my knife. There's a couple moments in this game where I kind of screw up, but overall it luckily just kind of works out for me. There's a lot of times where I just kind of luck out. Not here though. This is all skill.
yeah. Yeah, you can't go wrong with these two weapons. I mean, goddamn, you got the Silenced UMP, which is great in any situation, with the exception of long range, although I've actually managed to pick off people, from across the map, that were sniping and nail them headshots, but, it's kind of random. But then you got the M1014, which, in our opinions, is pretty much the best shotgun around. You can't go better than with the M1014. I mean, you got a semi-automatic shotgun with 6 shots if you have the extended mags, and it's just, I hate to quote the children, but it's beast.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say I could run with the spaz, but I just love this gun because you get in a sticky situation and you just blast away. Not unlike the spaz, but I'm kind of using it as my primary just because it's just so much fun to one-shot people and run around. It's just so easy to rack up a bunch of kills where people are just kind of camping in this game, and that's what people like to do. Oh, here I get a lucky kill.
Yeah, it took like about 3 shots there before you dropped him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. We talked about this before, the spaz versus the M1014, and the only problem with the spaz is if you miss that first shot, you obviously have to, rack another round and fire it off and hope that you kill him. And if you fail, your ass is grass. But if you're successful, it'll work out for you because that thing's got the furthest range. I don't think the 1887s have as good of a range as those. But maybe if you're a Kimbo, the 1887s, then yeah, probably.
Yeah, after that nerf, the spaz became, the ultimate range shotgun. But, right as you're saying that, funny thing is I just died from a guy using, spaz. But, that was kind of a fluke on my part. It wasn't a very smart move. But here they are again, just kind of camping up here.
Well, here's another thing, too, that's interesting about the shotguns, is that really nothing could beat them except for maybe like a quick scoper, a sniper, or perhaps like 1887s or Rangers, or maybe a spaz. I mean, those are the only things that could really counteract another shotgun. Especially those Rangers. I mean, you really can't beat them in close quarter battles. Yeah,
I mean, with shotguns, they're in that class of one-shot kill guns. So, with those kind of guns, it's, whoever gets the first shot first, So if you're going to sniper get shotgun, it's just whoever gets that first shot first. And with the shotguns, you just got to make sure your aim is spot on and your close range. But that's what makes it so good, is that you just get one-shot kills, and they're a lot of fun too. It's an extra added bonus.
Mm-hmm. And the whole thing is, I kind of run a class similar to this because, that was the one that kind of turned you on to the M1014. Before that, I don't think you really used any shotguns. You probably just used like some submachine guns or assault rifles. But, before this, I obviously had the AA-12. And that shotgun is still a great shotgun. I mean, when you get the extended mags, you get 16 rounds, and you can't go wrong with that. And another thing that's unique about it is that it uses a clip instead of individual shells. So instead of having, to load each individual shell, like you would with the spaz or an M1014 or even the 1887s, you can go ahead, just drop a clip, pop a new one in. If you got the extended mags, you're good to go, and it doesn't take anywhere near as long.
Yeah, I mean, that it is a decent shotgun, but it's much more specialized. I mean, the whole thing is that it just kind of has that shorter range.
Yep.
So if you run into a building and you just kind of like hold down the right trigger, yeah, you can just run in, guns a-blazing, you know, and wipe out the entire room, you know, the entire building.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't, you know, you just got to get in close, and that's kind of the problem. But I mean, this entire game, it's like, you know, if you looked at all the players, like there's a lot of newbies on our team and on the other team, and what a lot of newbies like to do is just kind of like camp. So, you know, if you're just smart about it and you just flank them correctly, you know, shotgun kills pretty easy. But the whole thing with the shotgun is you just got to figure out a way to get in close.
You know, I gotta say something really quick here. You know, you really gotta thank the noobs, because if it wasn't for the noobs, you wouldn't be able to go 50-10 or 25-2 or, you know, 36-8. You know, because honestly, if it wasn't for the noobs, we wouldn't have a great time walking around with shotguns or having kill streaks just own entire teams simply because they refuse to use a stinger.
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend like, you know, this is like MLG material, you know.
Yeah, I know. But, you know, you can't go wrong just owning a bunch of children, you know, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely fun to watch, definitely fun to play. So that's why I like to cast these kind of games.
Well, you know, another thing is, I want to go back to the AA-12 for a second here. Now, I honestly prefer the M1014 much like Zen does here, and the reason is because when you're using the AA-12, it doesn't kill in one shot on average. As a matter of fact, I can't really recall, you know, a situation it ever killed in one shot unless the guy was already weakened from a previous battle. I honestly just, every time I would, you know, get kills with it, it would usually take 2, maybe more, you know, obviously because you're spraying like crazy. And when I first started playing the game, I didn't even know it was full auto. I thought it was just semi.
Oh.
You know, so I was just like rapidly pulling the trigger, you know,
dear.
and one day, I don't know what it was, someone must have told me it's full auto, and I was going, what? Really? A full auto shotgun? Get out of here. You know, and I started holding it down, and then, you know, obviously I got a crap load of kills with it because, you know, I got the extended mags. I believe you have to kill 400 people to get that. So, but anyway, I mean, if you're talking about a well-rounded shotgun, there may be other people that may disagree. It may favor the Spaz or the Akimbo 1887s, or maybe the close quarter, you know, Rangers. But honestly, I would prefer the M10. It's just all around a better shotgun, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree. So that's our video, and we are the Artists of War. So thanks for watching.
Have a great night, people.